Here we go, folks. Another dose of Don and Dan's toxic masculinity. The medicine doesn't always have to taste good, but it's good for you. In the studio today, we have the honor and the pleasure of having the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. Now, Ken, I hate to start off the show with a altercation, but obviously you have never been around me within the hour of eating a bowl of chili. You think you are the world's most dangerous man? I lay the gauntlet down. Drop the mic. It's over, folks.
Chili. Okay, that's hard to top.
Opener, folks.
That's a challenge.
That one's a challenge, brother. Chili. Chili.
He's safely on the other side of the U.S.
Yeah, he's over 2,000 miles away talking shit.
Oh, man.
We got to see if you can step up to the plate.
Maybe,
Hey, there we go.
maybe I'll put this on so people don't recognize who I am now, huh?
Yeah,
No.
You lost us now.
Yeah.
But the bowl of
there he
chili,
is.
man.
Dan Severn.
Oh, shit.
Now I'm hungry. Bowl of chili sounds like something good right now. Yeah.
Oh, well, we had some yesterday.
That was good, too. It was awesome. Just a small bowl, but it was good.
Is it here or did it go to Lisa's house? I think it's on the refrigerator.
Yeah, I don't know, but boy, it was good.
It's my refrigerator I keep outside.
Yeah.
So we had a nice dinner last night, and word on the street is that and around the water cooler, Dan Severn was afraid to be here today because there was too much testosterone in one concentrated area. Dan, I think you got to defend yourself and let us know why.
No, dude, come on. I think it was the chili.
Well, it could be the chili, but I actually think it is the fact that there was too much toxic masculinity, but we need to disperse it throughout the United States a little bit more. It was like a nuclear bomb all in one area, and I'm just simply going out to a couple other areas simply to spread a little bit more masculinity where it is needed, because we do live in a very weak society where people are afraid to speak their minds because they might be called being a racist, or maybe be called a homophobe, or being simply called a person who actually has an honest opinion, is what I think about it.
I don't know. I've been called all those things, and I accept it. I accept every one of them.
We're not going to be politically correct about anything.
He's a cold water, missing cold water version of the Chinese virus.
Yeah, the virus. Yeah, it's deadly, and it's going to kill all of us.
Does it cause an itch and a drip like the other virus?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I think you guys are the experts on that one.
Come on, man. Don't
pro wrestling.
Don't make it that easy.
Yeah, those were the things we weren't going to talk about. My bad.
Don't make it that easy.
So what's it like, Ken, sitting here with sitting across two of your nemesi? What's the feeling like? Is it like?
It does. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt with competing with these guys ever like they were nemesis or enemies, but obviously competitors when we were competing. Yeah, absolutely, man. And it was the thought of fighting guys that you knew that when you were getting in the ring that you were going to have a fight. Like, you knew these guys that you fought, you were going to have to go out and be at your best to win or to try to get a win. So for me, it was always, especially going in there and fighting them, it was always for me an honor to step in there and fight the best. You don't want to fight anybody that wasn't the best. It's like, why are you getting in there and putting in the training if you're not going to fight the best?
Waste of time.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not here to fight the fifth best or the third best. I want the best. And these guys at that time, when they were fighting and I stepped in the ring to fight them, they were the best. And so I got that chance to do that. So, and then it was an honor. And to sit here now and be able to sit down and shoot the breeze and kind of kick each other in the
Chili-
teeth
the
a little
chili
bit.
breeze. Shoot the chili breeze.
Yeah. And be able to, kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Because, like I said, we've known each other through social media and through press conferences and other things, to really be able to come in with the guard down and not having to compete or try to challenge one another. It's a good feeling to sit here and just kind of shoot the breeze and see whether or not you can kind of kick each other in the teeth a little bit verbally.
Yeah, get a little dig in there.
Yeah, see if you can get away with it. Well, with Don, I'm not sure I can compete with him because he has no feelings.
Yeah. It just bounces off. He doesn't give a shit what you think or what you say or what anybody says.
Dan Severn, yes. Dan has virtuous feelings.
Yeah. Right.
And there's lines that he will not cross.
Right. Listen, do not cross those lines. Well, now that you said it, those lines are broken.
Now that I know, I know it's going to upset you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's an open door.
Hey, Dan, so a lot of people out there, I'm sure, want to know if the animosity back in the day, between you and Ken and between Don and Ken was real, and a lot of people didn't have the privilege of being there and experiencing all this stuff. Do you want to go over a little bit of how that was for you on your end?
Yeah, I would be more than happy to. Ken kind of encapsulated it pretty well there.
5,000 words or less.
We didn't know each other, and so you simply just. Okay, not going to happen, Don. It's going to roll off and then go a couple of tangent stories, and then I'm going to forget where I was, and then here we are.
And we're talking about the topiary, the hedges again.
That one played out perfect.
We'll come back to that.
But, okay. Yeah, so now that Mr. Frye interrupted me, and I'm sure we're going to have more interruptions throughout the course of this. If it's not going to be him, it's going to be his other co-captain there, Quinn, which, again, I think sometimes I like Quinn more than I like Don, but that's
a no-brainer
story. So
That's easy.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
All right, Severn.
So getting back to what you asked me there, Rich. Yes, say again, Don?
I'm looking for you to just go back. Hit that one again. Start from the beginning.
Okay.
Let's begin at the beginning.
So coming back here again, yes. Lord have mercy right now. I thought this would be better a couple thousand miles away, but when they say that you can simply pick up the phone and reach out, touch somebody, they're wrong about that one. Yeah. Okay. So Ken said it perfectly. We didn't know each other. We were just competitors at that point in time, and competing against each other. Sometimes things get twisted in. Could be from the media standpoint. Could be from just other information that is out there. The hardest part was when we were first competing. We did not have the luxury of the internet. So realistically, we couldn't, like today, all you got to do is Google a person's name and you can get all kinds of information about them. But back during that time, you would show up to a press conference. It wasn't a weigh-in because there was no weight classes. So to show up to a press conference on a Friday night, and again, I'm talking about the tournament format of what it was like back then, and to for the first time ever see the 7 other male competitors, and you learned about them as the mediator would say, contestant number 1 stand on up, and then basically they had a kind of a sheet of paper that they were just simply reading out off that this is Hoist Gracie. He stands this tall. He weighs about this much. His martial art is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I mean literally. Then he would sit on down, and then you would go down to contestant number 2. So they would run down this list of the 8 different competitors, and then they would pull out a bingo ball machine. And in this bingo ball machine, it had 8 different names onto it. They would spin it around, and then the first one pops out. Then it might be like Ken Shamrock, Okay, then they spin around again, and then it'd be like, Tank Abbott, and you finally know who your first opponent is going to be less than 24 hours before you're about to step into the cage against them. You did not know who this other person was. You knew no background about them. It really was the wild, wild west. You were flying by the seat of your pants. You tried to find out whatever you possibly could in the next 24 hours, and then just jumping in this tournament format. And as soon as your match, you try to watch matches before yours to see what things that you could find out enough that would aid you in your upcoming match. Or if you got up there first, then as you're trying to get rested up, recouping for your next match, you're watching the match after yours, trying to figure out who is going to be victorious and come out. And again, to try to find out any kind of an edge that you could, weakness that you could see just by watching them in their match. So with that one foundation being laid, that during that nose barred era, I always wonder how many of these young guys and gals today would be willing to step into that type of a format. I mean, we can't go back in time, but I mean, it's one of those interesting things that how many guys you think can be able to do something like that, or even would step up to it.
Yeah, that's
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I think Don said that most of these guys weren't even thought of yet. They weren't even. The sperm wasn't even stirred yet.
Sperm wasn't even developed.
Yeah,
or in the egg.
right.
So what you're bullshitting around is that you didn't have any bad feelings towards Ken? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not until after that.
No.
Not until after that fight in Wyoming.
I wouldn't exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't say exactly that either, because again, we didn't know each other at that point. So you simply look at that as the opposition, because that's someone that you're going to compete against. It's not that you dislike them, whatever. That represents your competition. Everyone wants to be the alpha male. That's just when you got a bunch of guys around, everyone wants to be the alpha male. Only one person gets to be the alpha male. And so when you got a bunch of alpha males around, and you're about to climb into a cage.
Yeah, and I know this for where I was standing and how all of this started to generate towards our anger and our frustration towards each other was when we were in Wyoming. And we had this press conference, and Dan and myself were called into this press conference, and Phyllis came with him, which was his manager. And we sat down at this table, and I remember I was talking, and the interviews were going, and so Dan gets up in the middle of the press conference, literally gets up in the middle of the press conference, looks at me, and then like F you, didn't say it, but like that look, like. And then walks off. And I was like, what just happened? Like, I remember slamming my hands on the table going,
he doesn't like
that's
me.
Disrespectful. That's disrespectful. And then Phyllis literally jumps, I kid you not, jumps across the table at me and says, he's going to kill you. And I was like, who is she?
This is crazy, bro. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not fighting her because she was vicious on me, man. And I remember that's what really started with me and Dan, was that when he got up and walked out, I think he was and Dan can speak for himself, but I think in his mind is like, I'm wasting my time here. Like, I don't know why I'm here. So he gets up and leaves. And in my mind, I'm going, you punk. Why did you just get up and walk out while I was talking? And then Phyllis jumps all over me. And so then when we had the fight, we went in, we had the fight, and then after the fight was over, Dan whispered in my ear when we were talking to one another, and hey, I didn't mean anything by that. And I was like, yeah, okay, no problem, But I think anybody that knows me, the way that I go into a fight is that I pick, and I literally pick at something that makes me mad. at my opponent and gets me to where my blood is boiling because
you didn't have that problem with me.
No, that was really easy. Anybody could just look at you and find something
I didn't have to pick it. Don gave me all kinds of ammo to be mad. so yeah, I didn't have to pick him. But Dan was different. Dan was different because Dan was legitimately a good dude. Like, I mean, he was like, everybody knows Dan.
Wait a second.
And he was a good guy. He was respectful, you know, and he was nice, right? And so for me, I had to find something that I could be pissed off at him about. Don, I could look at you and you would give me that little raise of an eyebrow and that pissed me off.
Wow. You just did it again.
Yeah, see, that works.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, see, what am I doing, right?
So
that's how easy it is.
On me. He's always picking on me.
So training with this guy, that was a psychological thing that I think you like to do, right, Don? You know, try to get in other people's heads. Any try to establish any kind of advantage. You know, how did you feel going into all these?
Well, fuck, Ken was basically too dangerous to leave calm and let him think his way, you know, through the fight. You know, you had to stir the pot against Ken. I mean,
because if he didn't, I would.
Yeah. Well, once you get pissed, then your rationale level disperses.
Well, I mean, some people can say that,
say
but for me, that's the way I've always fought. Yeah. You know, I'd gotten older, no question. Being aggressive and maybe angry like that might have been detrimental to me, but I'd done it my whole career. That's all I've ever done was pick and start fights with people before the fight as a psychological advantage. So I had always done that. And so, but as I got older, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, maybe it caused you not to think clearly. But if it did, it didn't hurt me when I was younger because it's exactly how I fought when I was younger.
Right.
So, yeah, but
it was just too fun.
But it sold tickets. It sold tickets, brother.
You know,
it's too fun not to do what you watch piss.
Right.
Yeah, Ken, we were talking earlier about the buzz and before those fights, you know, at the Saitama Super Arena and you know, at the weigh-ins. I mean, at the weigh-ins, at a press conference. Do you guys remember where that was at? The press conference where you were in the cage?
Oh man, he threw water in my face.
Yeah. Oh, and then it broke. It all hell broke loose. I remember jumping the cage and getting in and trying to keep you guys apart. And that's when I knew it wasn't an act.
No,
you know,
it was no, and it never was for me. Ever was for me because it was real. I made it real, and even for anybody, these other fighters, they don't do this because it's not real. They do it because it's real. They find things that make them feel the way they want to feel going into a fight. It's just like with Don. Don had the luxury, right? He could fight a guy that he could shake hands with and hug him, and even before the fight, he could do that. But he also had the luxury of doing the other side, which is being a shit talker or disturber or getting people's heads. So he was able to do that. I wasn't capable of making those adjustments. I was one way and one way only, and that was I needed to be angry and I needed to hate you. I needed to be going after you, and that's the only way I would get in the ring and fight. Is I had to build up that anger, that hatred, that frustration towards my opponent.
I needed that too because I couldn't go in there and fight somebody that you know you're friendly with and you know you're gonna go to little league baseball games together. You know? Right. I want to make sure I didn't like this. You know, I mean I don't like you at all.
Yeah, no, and I know that. That's why we're honest with each other, though.
Right.
Honesty is better than being.
It's very simple. One of them reach over there, punch you in the face.
You can't reach me though, but that's cool. So.
You just wasted space right now, brother. You're
Dan safely in Michigan.
Yeah. in the bat cave.
But no, I'll jump in there for another couple.
5,000.
I'll jump in there and then talk about like that first meeting that Ken and I had. That there was this interview taking place, and the interview that was taking place, these were rather. I mean, it was weird questions they just asking. I'm thinking this is not right. We shouldn't both be in the room here at the same time. We're about to fight each other later this evening, or it was like the following that. I can't remember what the time frame was. It was all within 24 hours.
It was that day.
I'm going to, and I actually leaned over and whispered into Phyllis's ear, and I said, I'm going to step out, so that Ken can answer all of his questions without me being right here. And then when he's done, I'll come in and then I'll do my portion of the interview. So I just kind of, I didn't want to interrupt Ken, so I just kind of excused myself, told Phyllis what I was doing, so in case the interviewer wanted to know what's happened, and I left.
Oh, you had to
But
go
that's
dye
when
your
I was
hair.
told to
Tell the
after
truth.
the aftermath.
You had to go dye
well,
your hair, Dan.
And apparently Phyllis only heard jump as shit.
Oh my goodness! Yes, that was.
And Don, I thought I paid you off to Don not to be talking about my hair coloring techniques. You know,
You
okay?
look great, Dan.
Yeah, right.
That's because you broke the pact. You were supposed to meet on a Saturday and do it together.
Right.
Yeah, my nose is stained and got in my eyeball.
That's great. Oh my goodness, I love this.